What if Taraba's lowest-paid workers are paying the price for government expansion? A heated debate is growing across Taraba State after reports that more than 1,500 street sweepers employed under the Operation Keep Taraba Clean program have had their salaries reduced once again. For many residents, the issue is no longer just about wages. It is becoming a wider conversation about governance priorities, economic hardship, public spending, and the treatment of vulnerable workers. According to reports, the affected workers, many of whom are widows and unemployed youths, were originally earning 20,000 naira per month when the program began. Over time, that amount reportedly dropped through successive reductions and has now fallen to 10,000 naira monthly. This means that some workers are now earning only half of what they received when they first joined the program. The latest reduction has triggered strong reactions because it comes at a time when many Nigerians are already struggling with the rising cost of food, transportation, housing, healthcare, and education. Inflation has continued to place pressure on household budgets, making it increasingly difficult for low-income earners to meet basic needs. Officials have reportedly linked the decision to broader government employment plans. The state administration has been pursuing efforts to reinstate 3,187 workers previously classified as ghost employees, while also creating additional employment opportunities within the civil service. Reports indicate that between 1,500 and 4,000 additional workers may also be recruited under the expansion program. From this perspective, government leaders may see the move as part of a larger strategy to create jobs and rebuild confidence in public institutions. Advocates of the policy say that increasing the number of employed citizens can stimulate local economic activity, strengthen communities, and improve service delivery across government departments. However, critics argue that while creating jobs is important, reducing the salaries of already low-paid workers raises serious questions about fairness and social protection. They ask whether individuals earning modest wages should be expected to absorb the financial impact of government expansion plans. Many observers are particularly concerned because the affected workers perform essential services that help keep public spaces clean and sanitary. Street sweeping may not attract significant public attention, but it contributes directly to public health, environmental management, and the appearance of urban areas. Without these workers, many communities could face sanitation challenges that affect everyone. Another question being raised is whether alternative funding mechanisms were explored before reducing wages. Some analysts suggest that efficiency improvements, expenditure reviews, cost-saving reforms, or stronger oversight mechanisms might have offered different solutions. Others are asking whether previous payroll systems were properly monitored, and whether lessons have been learned from past controversies surrounding employee records and wage administration. The controversy has also sparked discussion about the meaning of a living wage. Economic experts often argue that salaries should enable workers to meet their basic needs with dignity. As living costs continue to rise, some critics contend that 10,000 naira per month may be insufficient to cover even a fraction of essential expenses for many households. The debate has intensified further because reports indicate that Taraba State received significant federal allocations in recent periods, with figures including approximately 42.6 billion naira in the early months of 2026. Critics question whether workers earning the least should be asked to make sacrifices while public revenues appear to be increasing. Supporters of the government's position, however, maintain that difficult economic realities sometimes require difficult choices. They argue that leaders must balance competing priorities, including job creation, fiscal management, infrastructure development, and public services. In their view, expanding employment opportunities can generate benefits that extend beyond individual workers and may contribute to broader economic growth over time. Still, the public conversation continues to focus on a central question. Should the burden of creating new government jobs be carried by workers who are already among the lowest paid members of society? As discussions spread across news platforms, online forums, and social media, many citizens are calling for greater transparency regarding the decision-making process. They want to understand how the reductions were calculated, what alternatives were considered, and what measures may be available to support affected workers moving forward. The situation highlights broader national debates about economic management, public sector reform, social welfare, and the responsibilities governments have toward vulnerable populations during periods of financial pressure. Whether one supports or opposes the decision, the issue has clearly become about more than salary figures. It has evolved into a debate about priorities, accountability, and how governments balance competing demands while protecting the welfare of citizens. Now we want to hear from you. Do you believe the salary reductions are justified if they help create more government jobs, or should alternative solutions have been found to protect low-income workers from additional hardship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Numa, the Corporate Analyst, for more breaking news, policy analysis, and in-depth discussions on issues affecting Nigeria and beyond. Disclaimer: this analysis is based on publicly available news reports, online publications, social media discussions, and AI-supported analysis. The content is intended for informational and discussion purposes only. Viewers are encouraged to consult official government statements and multiple